out of because you're in the DMV area, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say
Mm-hmm.
exactly where you out there. I'm not giving away your
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
location.
yeah.
So, and I just really dug what you and your crew were doing. Everybody was
Mhm.
really cool, really informative. I tried my best to watch the live streams when they were happening, listening to the
Yeah.
podcast. And you have a new podcast now called The Butler Did It,
Mhm.
which is like
The solo,
mhm.
kind of like just doing it like old school radio style, just like sitting there and taking like, like you think of like an old school talk radio guy. He's just sitting there and he's taking calls. Well, of course, how Facebook Live is set up, you get comments. So I would just have a topic and then I would just jump on and just basically respond to people as if I was just doing old school radio. So that was the first version of The Butler Did It. It graduated into a full-fledged podcast from there.
Oh, dope. Yeah. And for those of you who are like maybe just tuning in here, if you didn't know, this topic is going to be about Black media, or just Black creatives putting putting themselves out there, expressing themselves and stuff like that. And I would say personally, podcasting has become a vehicle for that, like a really good way to kind of break into that whole thing. Because over the years, if you looked at like the Black folks who are, I guess you could call them big in that space, things like The Read. There was another round. They kind of like glommed onto like BuzzFeed and other like bigger organizations, like that brought them out and whatnot. And it's really cool to see that, like overall. I felt like this is a really good gateway. But I know, like I said, my first introduction to you, you're a filmmaker. Like you're a documentarian. I'm not even saying that word right. Documentarian. Documentarian. There you go.
But I got you.
How did that get started for you? Like, was it something you just like, I'm gonna do it? He's like, let me just get it out there.
Well, because it started from the podcast. So originally we had the MSR podcast, Mindstream Radio, and from there we had so many, topics that we were discussing, similar to the Facebook group you're talking about. And one of the main topics we discussed was, we were always talking about relationships, and we were always talking about Black men and Black women. And then from there you start to realize, wow, like, doesn't seem like we like each other too much. It seems like, it's always, well, Black men do this and Black women do that. So Paul and I, my business partner and former co-host, we decided, hey, maybe we should do this in a film. Maybe we should try to,